I'm not a psychologist, I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I worked at Our Lady of Peace for 14 years as a forensic psychotherapist at Our Lady of Peace Hospital. Basically, it's the jail unit. Parental alienation syndrome is when one parent tries to poison a child against the other parent. And when it's happening from both parents, it causes great confusion and causes some other behavioral problems. I deal with some cases currently with parental alienation syndrome. It is really difficult to work with. Warning signs could be that the child that is suffering from parental alienation syndrome, at times will want to engage in law breaking, violating rules, violating the norms of society. And a lot of times a child will act out because he is so confused, frustrated, irritated. And usually the child winds up seeing a therapist because he or she is acting out, being disruptive in school, being oppositional defiant to the parents, disrespecting the teachers, and disrespecting the parents. The only way that a peer can help with that is just being a sounding board and listening to the youngster that's suffering from this alienation syndrome. Teachers can help, but in a lot of instances, if the child is really acting out in the classroom, there's going to be a series of suspensions, either in school suspension, and some do get suspended from school anywhere from 1 to 3 to 5 days. It all depends on the degree of how this child is acting out in the classroom, being disrespectful, being oppositional defiant, refusing to follow directions. In my way, the first thing to do is listen, and actively listen, and notice facial expressions, body language, as well as the words, the tone of voice. That is basically the beginning. The real important thing in all of this is to get the parents in a session, just me and the parents, and get the parents on the same page. Both parents usually are resistant until I tell them, this is not about you, this is about your son or daughter. And then usually I start to get some pretty good answers and make the parents well aware of what they're doing. And that's the key.
Why do you think that parents even have the urge to alienate their own children?
To get back at the other parent. That's basically it. To get back at the other parent. When parents argue, and especially divorced parents, when they get in an argument, and they'll use the past as a sword instead of a shield. They'll attack the other parent with past history. Some parents they do it intentionally. It could be a case where, say, the child is living with the father and the mother doesn't want them to see the father, and they have joint custody, and that's when it usually occurs. I think it's important to get across to children that are suffering from parental alienation syndrome. If other children see this video, it might open their eyes and to hear about it. And it's important for that child to know that this does happen to other kids too. It does.